the team in there? How good does it feel for them to watch him come through there?
Really good, really good. Especially because of what you're saying right now. You know, not an easy role for him now, after being an elite player in this league for a long time, and not getting results, because I feel like the at bats have been there. We saw it the first at bat today of Alvarado when he smokes a ball and right at the left fielder, and it's not easy. You know, when you're not getting enough playing time or enough at bat, and just finding a way to stay ready, and knowing that when you're coming into the game, you're facing a pretty tough arm, most likely, because it's a high leverage situation. But honestly, you got to give those guys credit because they continue to support him, to continue to have his back. Understanding this is a long season, and at some point he's going to contribute. Sure enough, he did it today. It was good to see him come through, and good to see that.
You guys have put Max Kranick into some pretty difficult spots, and he seems to come through every time. What does he continue to show you?
Man, he was unbelievable today on a day where we were staying away from him because of the circumstances, obviously. Comes in there in a very difficult spot and continues to make pitches, continues to stay on the attack. The moment is never too big for him. Trusting his stuff in the zone and, got huge out for us.
What happened to Diaz?
Left hip cramping. He said that he kept cramping up, and that's why he kept stepping off, until he called us. And it's like, hey, I'm cramping here. So it's left hip, and we'll see what we got.
Mike?
Yeah, I was just going to ask about Diaz, but just the manner you guys were able to come back to win, complete a perfect homestand. I mean, was this just kind of emblematic of the way this team has played this season?
Yeah, look, man, today is a perfect example of a lot of winning plays, a lot of fundamental plays. I'm going to go back to at the beginning of the game, Lindor makes a backhand play, to end an inning. That ball gets through, it's a different inning. Then we couldn't make a play, and Peterson picked Vientos up, by getting out of that inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. Outfielders getting behind the ball on shallow fly balls with runners at third base. Soto making a huge throw at the plate. Sanger not only catching the ball but applying attack. Pete being in the right spot with Cotton. There's a lot of good things happening. There's a lot of good at-bats, getting big hits, walks. And then from the pitching standpoint, not giving in when you have, there's a lot to like about the way the guys are playing. Again, contribution from everyone. Brasoban comes in, gets the 3-4 hitters we were asking him. Danny Young comes in. Budo, we're asking a lot out of these guys, and that's a huge team win there.
Ron, all right.
Even though obviously there's a long way to go, is there significance to opening up some distance between you and one of your division rivals?
It's always good to win games, to win series, especially when you're playing against teams within your division. But understanding it's only April, and we're going to see those guys a lot more, and they're a good team, We just happen to be playing really well, and but I said it last night, it's going to be a fun summer, The Braves are good, they're good. There's a lot of good team overall around the league. So, but we know we're good. We just got to continue to take care of business and continue to control the things that we need to control.
The way you're playing, does that help the mindset going into the bottom of the 10th, knowing that you have the ability to do good things quickly? Yeah, and especially when we get out of bases loaded 1 out, for Kranick to keep it there. And what's coming for us offensively, and you see Soto, it's Pete, it's Vientos, it's Nemo, so you're like, we got a chance, we just got to keep it somewhat close. And that's what Kranick did. And coming into the bottom of the 10th, we like our chances. There was a good feeling in that dugout. And I'm glad Pete came through, and then the other guys, and then obviously Marte there.
Tyler on the left.
Carlos, like you say, there's a lot of good things happening. Could you pinpoint any one that is been the most encouraging thing about this homestand?
Wow. There's a lot. I could sit here and talk about our pitching staff. I could sit here and talk about Pete and Lindor and the way we're playing. Not only the way we're pitching, but the way we're playing behind these guys defensively. it's hard for me to single one particular area or one particular guy. I think it's as a team, we're playing as a unit. And you see 1 through 26, guys are, preparing. The guys understand the roles and they're ready to go when their names is called, So again, today we're facing a pretty tough arm, and we found a way to get the job done.
Jorge on the right.
Carlos, just back to Diaz. Just to clarify, do you not believe he'll need any testing or anything? It just
As far as I'm sitting right here, nothing. He kept saying he's a cramp. So we'll see how he feels tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But hopefully, it's nothing more than a cramp.
Will on the left.
Hey, Carlos, how much harder did Beatty make that decision for you with that home run today?
How much
harder did he make that decision for you? You guys had the looming decision with McNeil coming back.
Yeah, it's something that I've got to go back and talk to David now and see what we're going to do. But again, he's playing well, so is Acuna. So Beatty hits a homer. Acuna comes in and gets a single, and then he's in scoring position. So it's a tough one here.
And just what do you think of the play with Soto and Sanger?
Pretty good. Soto getting behind the ball, and then Sanger making sure he catches the baseball, and then quickly applying the tag. But the one hop from Soto, but just getting behind the ball and making that one hop throw. I thought it was a really good, well executed play.
Dave.
Carlos, as good as you guys were playing, is it even a better measuring stick when you're facing a team as good as the Phillies and you're just a little bit better than them in every aspect of the game, and you have an answer for everything that they're doing? Yeah,
I wouldn't say we know we're good and we know they're good. We're executing right now, and it happens. There are going to be stretches throughout the year where you're going to run through some teams where teams are hot and you're not playing as well. It just happened to be the case now, but also understanding that we can't get too high. We got long ways to go, but it's good to see guys and the way we play against a really good team.
Abby.
How tough of a play is that for Sanger to make at the plate there?
Not easy one, because he's got to catch, kind of reach for it, and then quickly apply the tag, not knowing where the runner's coming, which angle he's going to slide. He just went right down to the plate. But I think the hard thing there is securing the baseball, and then after that, just turning and applying the tag. Not an easy one.
Mark, behind you.
Carlos, did you have Reed Garrett today?
He was going to come in the 11th, and I was staying away from him.
And just in general with this bullpen, through the 3 weeks, whatever it's been, does it feel like that's been the strongest point of this team? Yes,
because you feel like the 8 of them are getting huge outs for us, and they understand, when we're called their names, it's because we feel good about their chances getting 3 outs. It doesn't matter whether we're up 1 in the 7th or in the 9th, or whether we're down 3. Their job is to come in and attack and get the 3 outs we're asking them to do. Some of them multiple innings, but I think, as I've been saying, it is contagious. Danny Young today in the 7th inning with 1 out, nobody on, and getting Harper and Schwarber there, he got the job done. Burrow asking a lot out of him. So it's just the 8 of them, like I said. Diaz being pitch efficient there, and we're pushing a lot of these guys, and we're asking him to go back. Unfortunately that he started cramping, but we're asking a lot of them. But the fact that he's like, I'm ready to go back out after 10 pitches, he says that they're willing to do whatever it takes.
All right. Thank you very much, Carlos.